मिट्टी से, पत्थर से नहीं। माँ हमेशा कहती थी घर घर वालों से बनता है, मेहनत से, मोहब्बत से, कुर्बानी से, लगन से और बड़ों की दुआओं से। मेरे साथ भी मेरे वालिदैन की दुआएं हैं और साथ ही रोशन अपना घर की खास सहूलतें। बैरून मुल्क पाकिस्तानी अब दुनिया भर में कहीं से भी अपने रोशन डिजिटल अकाउंट के जरिए पाकिस्तान में अपना घर खरीद या पुरकशिश रेट्स पर फाइनेंस करवा सकते हैं। अपनी पसंदीदा प्रॉपर्टी खुद सिलेक्ट करें या बैंकों के प्री अप्रूव्ड प्रोजेक्ट्स में से चुनें। और सबसे बढ़कर ये कि अपना लगाया हुआ सरमाया जब चाहें वापस ले जाएं। रोशन अपना घर से अब आप भी अपनों के लिए सूद से पाक फाइनेंसिंग से घर हासिल करें। रोशन डिजिटल अकाउंट पे मजीद मालूमात के लिए आज ही स्टेट बैंक ऑफ पाकिस्तान की वेबसाइट मुलाहिजा करें। रोशन डिजिटल अकाउंट। दूर रह कर भी पास।
बराबर से मेरा शो तो नहीं है, मैं किसी और के शो में हूँ, लेकिन शायद उनका कनेक्शन कुछ हो गया तो मैंने सोचा मैं आपसे 2 मिनट गप मार लेता हूँ। अलीना साहब अभी आती होंगी, वॉइस ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलियंस। आई एम सपोज्ड टू बी द गेस्ट बट दैट्स ऑलराइट, हियर वी आर। 2 मिनट इंतजार की लेते हैं उनका। यू शुड बी बैक इन अ मोमेंट।
Hi, extremely sorry. There was a technical glitch. Sorry for that.
That's okay.
These things happen in digital world, as we know. So,
Part of
hi
life.
everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Faisal, for covering up for me.
No problem.
I'm Alina, your host on IKIGAI with Alina. Again, just reinforcing the concept behind Ikigai and why the show name was kept Ikigai is everyone has a different reason for being, the reason which keeps us alive. So in my show, it's our always goal to bring people from different sectors, from different industries, from different part of world to know their Ikigai, to know what they are doing and see if they can inspire us somewhere. Because people who want to get inspiration, there are so many inspiration in this world, just like a guest with us right now, Faisal Qureshi. Hi Faisal, how are you?
जी अलीना, हाय, हाउ आर यू? खैरियत से हैं आप?
बिल्कुल ठीक, रमजान मुबारक।
आपको भी, आपको भी।
So we have been doing this show from last 1 year, but I took a break from last 3 months because I was really unwell. I got a sprain as I'm a runner. So I was training for marathons. That's why I was not able to continue the show. And then I got really sick. So it's been after 3 months, we are communicating with our audience. So I know your name doesn't need any introduction, but just to introduce you, Faisal. I know you have been working as a TV anchor. You are right now working as a life coach, as a relationship coach as well. So there would be so many different people you interact with. That's why we thought to select this topic of relationship and life, because I have seen you do so much right now and according to your experience. So as you are a life coach, what is personal development to you and why do you think it is important?
Personal development, it's a really wide and a vague term. It's a broad spectrum term. But the thing is, we spend our lives thinking that the sole purpose of life is to make money, to have a job, to reproduce, and that's it. But really think about it. I mean, really think 8 billion people in this world. We have to go beyond our body and the mind. And then if we evaluate why would we exist? I mean, how are we different from an animal? They come, they eat, they reproduce, they sleep, and they leave. So is that all there is to it? So the first step to personal development is to really question our purpose, our bigger existence, and then do something with it. I mean, it's sad to think that this machine, which is really one of the best machines to ever existed on this earth, the mind, the human capabilities, and all we do is just have a job, make some money, buy a phone, talk a bit, reproduce, have babies, and halas, that's it. It's really sad. I don't subscribe to that, and I think everyone should go deeper into this. But then with that said, I'm going to take another moment. People would say that I can say this because my bills are paid. When you have bills to pay, you can't really think of all this. You have to pay your bills. So you have to have your education, you have to have a job, you have to pay your bills, you have to have the basic needs of life taken care of. But the moment you have that, you need to get out of that rut and do more with your life. And I think that's the first step to personal development. And without that, if people go through life just doing the usual thing, that's sad waste of time in life. I hope that answers your question.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. And how and when you think you began your journey for personal development? Because as you know, as you have mentioned it, people are just going in a rat race without knowing what is personal development, why it's important. So when you started your journey of personal development, and how an individual like me can start my journey towards personal development?
It starts from the very beginning. The moment you're 3-4 years old, your personal development starts happening. Personal development, your evolution starts happening. But we do it unconsciously. It happens anyway. We evolve, we learn, we gain more knowledge, we gain more skills, and as we go through life, we evolve. So it's happening all the time. But we do it unconsciously. There's no thought behind it. I need a new job. Let me get another degree and I'll get another job. But that's not personal development. It is just dragging yourself through this life, the 50, 60, 70 years of life. You're just dragging yourself with no plan, no idea, no concept, and most of all, no consciousness. You drive a car, you can get in your car and on one end of Australia, cross the whole continent, and not even think about it. You're fully capable of it. You can drive for 8 hours non-stop and not feel a thing and not even realize you've driven 8 hours. That's how we go through life, unconsciously. We're like brain dead. We're numb. We're just going through life. So you have to make a conscious effort at developing the right skills, the right tools, the right capabilities, the right thought. So the right thought is the key of personal development. Maybe I'm not really... correct me if I'm not answering you in a way that you understand. Maybe I'm becoming too philosophical and putting in two things together. So you have to have the right thought, the right idea, the right concept, the right need, the right desire, the right goal, the right purpose, and then you find the way to, and that's personal development. I need to decide where I want to be in 90 years. And then I said 90 for a purpose. I didn't say 20, I said 90 years or 100 years, where I want to be in 100 years, and then go for that. That's the larger goal. Everything else in between is just a side project. That's not life, that's just a side project. And in 100 years, I want to get to heaven. The ultimate goal of life is to get to heaven. If you're a believer, if you're a believer in afterlife, and a lot of people don't believe, so I can't really help them with this answer. But those who believe in afterlife, I want to get to heaven in 90 years, man. That's where I want to be. So the moment you realize that, the sooner you realize that, the better. Because if you realize it late, you will waste so much time. You will accumulate so much bad karma. You will accumulate so many wasted hours. If you have, supposing you have 50 years to do something, and if you waste 30 years just scratching your neck, what a waste. Now I've got 20 left. And not just 20 left to do what you were supposed to do, but also the 20 you have to undo the crap you've done in 30. Because you were unconsciously creating crap. So that's double jeopardy. One, you have to do what you have to do, then you have to bloody undo what you've done. So the sooner you realize, the sooner you get in the bandwagon, One, you create less debt and you accrue more profit. So the sooner the better. So I think I was on this journey always, obviously misguided. People know me would say, I've done so many bad things. Of course I've done bad things. I've made mistakes all my life. We all do. But at least I like to believe that when I was 13, 14 years old, I had a conscious desire to do something. And testimony to that is that I was just cleaning up my bookshelves and libraries and stuff, and I discovered books marked. I date everything. I was reading Gibran when I was 14 years old. Normal people don't really do that. So, why was I doing that? So obviously I was thinking something. I'm not saying I'm good, but I happen to have these books. So when I look back, okay, I was reading Siddharth when I was 16. So, obviously there was something guiding me in that direction. No kudos to me. Obviously nature guides you. Nature guides everyone. Unfortunately, because we're driving unconsciously, we don't see the signs. I mean, you get on a highway, you're on the highway, you see a sign and you ignore it. It's not the sign's fault, it's your bloody fault. The signs were there, they're always there. You wake up in the morning, you breathe, and if you don't thank God for that, you're stupid. The sign was there. You see death, and you don't remember your own death, you're stupid. The sign was there. You bury someone and you think, I'm not going to go there. The sign was there. You were chugging in candy and sucking lollipops and consuming crap amount of sugar when everyone's saying sugar's bad for you. The signs were there. You didn't see them. Don't blame the signs. Don't blame nature. Don't blame God. You were stupid. So open your eyes. The sooner the better. I'm sorry, long
That's
answer.
so
I have to contain myself.
No,
Please
no,
go.
no, that's so right. Like we get all omens throughout our life, but we keep ignoring. Now, in the journey of personal development, in our journey of life, I saw that you are so much into writing, you are so much into meditation, you guide your people who approach you about that. So, what is the importance of writing, meditation, journaling, these things in our journey of personal development or our in growth?
They're all crucial. I'm not really into writing. What's interesting is I wanted to write for about 40 years. I didn't. I procrastinated. The domain which now I'm writing in, enableyourself.com, I registered that I think 18 years ago. I've been maintaining that website and I just kept paying. I never did anything with this. This is only now for the past 2 months that I've started writing. So I sort of prepared for this for 20 years. That's BS. I procrastinated for 20 years. On Medium, I have an account where I actually wrote an article, I think 12 years ago. I was in Phuket, and this is, I think, 2 years after the tsunami. And I was sitting at a place where there was a sign which said the tsunami hit here and so many people died. And I'm standing there and I take out my phone and I write a little article that, you know what, life is fickle. We can die any moment. I'm standing here with the tsunami hit. It could happen right now. There could be an earthquake in Indonesia. A tsunami could hit me in 15 minutes. I could be gone. I cannot waste my life and I have to write. No, I never wrote after that. Here's the beauty of it. I wrote that article, never wrote after it. There's a picture of the hills in Phuket. I forgot all about it. So now when I went back, opened my Medium account, that bloody thing was staring at my face. I promised to write 12 years. I never did. So what did I lose? Yes. What I lost in the process is, one, I did not share what I knew. I did not tell people what I was learning. And when you tell, you learn. When you sent me this outline that you're going to have this conversation with me, I didn't really look at it. I just had a quick glance and I don't look at it. Whenever people tell me they're going to ask me this, I don't look at it. I'm sorry, I didn't look at your outline. And my answer was, ask me whatever you want, it's okay. And when you asked me last week if I'm willing to do it, I said, I'm sorry? Can you hear me?
I think I lost you for a moment.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Yeah.
Okay. So when you sent me that outline, I didn't look at it. And I just said, ask me whatever you want. And last week when you asked me, are you willing to speak on this? I said, I'm willing to speak. Are you willing to hear? If you can listen to it, I can say whatever I want. So now there's a reason. It's not because I'm overconfident, But because when you will ask me a question which I'm not prepared for, it'll make me think in real time and I will have to come up with an answer or admit I don't know. So when that happens, maybe you'll help me learn. Maybe you'll answer that question for me. So to become cocky or arrogant in your knowledge is stupid, because what I knew today, I did not know yesterday. So God knows what I will know tomorrow. So I have to keep my eyes open, my ears open, my mouth shut, but also my mouth open. So I will learn from you, pass it on to somebody else. And I'll learn from them, I'll pass it on to you. I'll read a book, I'll learn something, I'll write it and pass it on to you. And you'll pass it on to somebody else and it'll come back to me. So, it's not just money that you spend that comes back to you. It's also knowledge that you spend comes back to you. Kindness that you spend comes back to you. Anything you spend which is good and out of goodwill, it'll come back to you multiplied. So you know what? Same for knowledge. Writing is crucial, sharing is crucial, talking is crucial, communicating is crucial. Everything you learn, immediately share it with someone. Now, caveat, if you share too much with the wrong people, you'll get killed. Don't do that. Be careful where you share, what you share. It's a bizarre world, it's a strange world. Not everyone agrees. A lot of people are violent, a lot of people are aggressive. So don't get killed. You have to stay alive. Be smart. Don't be stupid about it, be smart about it. Find the right people and then, and decide what can be shared, what cannot be shared. And you asked me about meditation. You know what? As a Muslim, we're supposed to be meditators, lifelong meditators. Yeah. Unfortunately, we do namaz with gestures, nothing. There's no heart or soul to it. But if we actually said our namaz 5 times a day with heart and soul, no Buddhist could meditate the way we do. Dalai Lama would put to shame if he just prayed 5 prayers a day and one of tahajjud. I'm telling you, will be bigger meditators than Dalai Lama himself. They have ancient knowledge. All that knowledge is mandatory for us. The world is now waking up to intermittent fasting. You know what? I've been doing Ramadan for 57 years. You have no idea but you know what we do? How we open a fast? Jalebi, samosa, pakode. That is not how you do it. You're supposed to open your fast with fruit. You're supposed to contain what you eat. You're not supposed to you're detoxing your body and then you're putting junk in it. That's poison. By 5th or 6th Ramadan, your body starts flushing. Mucus will be coming out of your throat. You'll be pooping so much stuff. Your guts will be flushed. And then what you do to yourself every sehri and every iftar is scary. Parathe, the ande, the kofte, keeme or kebab, or subah 3 o'clock in the morning you see restaurants full with sehri. What the hell are you doing? Because you've cleaned your body and now you're throwing in junk on it. And your body is absorbing at insane amount of, it's just sucking it, it's starved. It's sucking in whatever you're putting in and you're putting in ghee in it. Are you crazy? It's like you sleep, first thing in the morning you put coffee in your stomach. Do you know what your empty stomach does? It just goes, I'm going to suck it all in. Don't do that. So if we did, if we prayed, we'd be perfect meditators. If we did Ramadan, we'd be perfect intermittent fasters.
Yeah, so true. Faisal, I think we lost you again.
I'm here.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I think your screen is stuck for a moment.
Am I back now?
Check it. Yes, you are back now. Perfect. There are some technical or internet issues.
Just bandwidth issues. It's okay.
Yeah. So you said it so right for the meditation, which is so much true, because when people ask me when I started meditation, I usually say that I started meditation and which is true, because in our religion, meditation is so much compulsory. So, and as a Muslim, we should be doing meditation because it's the part of our religion. So it's none other than your namaz, your zikr is your meditation. Meditation koi aur कोई और बला नहीं है. यही चीजें, like meditation is the all the things that are in our religion. So people think that, oh अच्छा 4 साल से कैसे meditation, क्योंकि मैंने नमाज 4 साल से पढ़ना start कर दी थी. तो इसलिए, and everyone has to do it if they do it perfectly. So now I really like to know what your thoughts on self-discovery, why self-discovery is important.
It's in continuity to what I had said earlier. I mean, self-discovery is basically realizing who you are. We are so limited to this body and this mind. I have in today's industrialized world, unfortunately, all ancient wisdom has been lost for about 200 years. The ancient old Japanese cultures, the Chinese, the Indians, the Persians, the Greeks and the Nords, they all had immense knowledge. Modern religion has unfortunately completely disregarded them, which is really bad. All these things are inherent in ancient wisdom. So using a Japanese word, IKIGAI, it is ancient Japanese wisdom to find the purpose of life. Why do you do it? And it's also an integral part of our modern religions, but unfortunately we don't put it together. And at times modern religions don't explain these concepts at length because they assume that you have ancient wisdom. They're not going to repeat everything you already know. So we need to go back to the ancient wisdom and you'll find all the answers. Self-discovery is the same thing. Why do you want to do this? I mean, just to have a baby? I'm sorry, I'm not trivializing it. Please forgive me. Your viewers are going to say, what a jerk. But really, that's it? That's your greatest achievement in life? That's it? We had 6 babies? You raised them? Really? And cats do that too. They do a great job of having, 200 children in their lifetime. They do a good job. So, really? I'm really smart. Really? What use is your smarts? What have you done with your smarts? Have you made any difference? What did you do with So, to realize who you really are, to understand who you really are, is self-discovery, and to find the larger and the bigger purpose of life. And again, there's only one purpose: get to heaven, nirvana, whatever you want to call it. You have to get out.
Yeah,
if you believe in reincarnation, you have to free yourself from samsara, the cyclic life. If you don't believe in reincarnation, God, that makes it so scary. This is your only chance. Oh God, do you know how scary that is? Reincarnation, at least, well, there's another chance. If you don't believe in reincarnation, this is your only chance. So if you're 50, scientifically speaking, statistically speaking, you got 10 years left to get to heaven. No second chance.
Yeah.
Ouch. That is scary business. So don't waste it. Discover how to get there quickly, for God's sake. Don't waste time. Life is very short.
Sure. And what do you think about relationships? What your thoughts on how to have successful relationship, and how can we be supportive of each other in our relationships? When should we have relationship? When should we get? Is it that you have to discover yourself and then get married, or you can have this journey of self-discovery and marriage hand in hand? What your thoughts are?
Without self-realization and without personal development, you'll do a shit job at everything. I mean, anything you do in life, it'll be poor quality. So not just relationships, your career, your life, your business, your food, the food you eat. If you eat without self-discovery, you'll do a horrible job. You eat the wrong stuff. So if you go into relationships without self-realization and self-discovery and personal development, you'll go into the wrong relationships. Even if you're in a good relationship, you'll destroy it with bad habits. So that is mandatory for everything. You have to have self-realization, self-esteem for everything you do in life. So let's remove that from the discussion. That's mandatory. Also, that you have to do anyways. Now, how to go through relationships? Now, the core, my personal belief, the most crucial part of any interaction between 2 or more people is negotiation. There is constant negotiation. You message me, Hello, I say, hey, negotiation has started. We are negotiating with each other to see what we can get from each other. And to get from each other, we have to give something to each other. So if we supposing get into a work relationship, the employer said, I'll pay you $100 and you'll do this, this, this for me. And you say, I can do this, this, but for this, I need another 20. So the guy says, I can give you 110. I say, well, then I will not do this. I will do negotiation, deal done. You've negotiated. 6 months go by. Your employer says, you're not doing good enough. So I'm going to reduce your salary. I'm going to give you 100. You say, okay, let me do better. Keep me at 120. Renegotiated. After 6 months, say, I'm doing more. I need 150. This guy says, nope, I can't. So thank you very much. I'm going. You go somewhere else, get 150, move there. Sorry to say, romantic relationships are exactly the same. I love you, sweetheart. I love you too, darling. Let's get married. Sure. What do I get? I'll give you da 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 da. I'll give you da da da. Negotiated, you're in a relationship, committed. Dynamics change. You have to renegotiate.
Yeah, yeah.
He evolves differently, and now he wanted this, 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 but now he wants something else completely. Get back on the table, negotiate. This is what I want now. She says, I can't do this. Your compatibility is finished. Either negotiate, you want these 5 things, I'll give you these 3 things, okay, I'll settle for the 2, negotiated, continue. He says, no, these 2 are mandatory. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Khalas. You can no longer negotiate because you're no longer on the same page. So, as long as you keep negotiating, your relationship will work. Any relationship, you can overcome any dispute, you can overcome any problem in life if 2 people keep negotiating. One last point. When do you stop negotiating? When at least one of the 2 people decides, I no longer need you, I can live without you. And then you just stop negotiating. You will act like you're negotiating, but you're not negotiating. As long as both people say, I need to be in this relationship, you will negotiate. Simple as that. Problems begin when somebody loses interest. Now, again, if you really want to go into that tangent, why do you lose interest? Separate discussion. But when one person loses interest, negotiation breaks down, the bomb, the timer has started. It will blow in your face. Either you start negotiating quickly, or you can separate it today, 10 years, you can have a miserable 10 years, you will still separate. The day you stop negotiating, it's only a matter of time. You can live miserable 50 years together, or you can end it now, but your relationship is dead. No negotiation, no relationship. Khalas.
I really love the way that you describe negotiation in terms of relationship, and which is really good way we negotiate in our conversation, we are always negotiating. We are always selling ourselves, knowing each other, negotiating, mediating, and which is so important in relationship. I'm getting this and I'm giving you this in terms of whichever, love, care, anything. So yeah, it doesn't need to be in terms of buying and selling, but of course, I'm giving you this. It's kind of barter, that give respect, take respect. So, which is so much important in every relationship. Now,
everything is transactional, and people would say, "Oh, mother's love is no, even mother's love is transactional." Oh, I lost you again, so I'm going to wait for you to come back. Alina has, I think, lost her connection. I'll hold the fort for 2 minutes. We'll wait for Alina to come back. Having a lovely conversation. I think we've been running out of time. It's almost 30 minutes. So, come back, Alina. Come back. You can do it. In her absence, I'm going to comment that, I haven't done this in a while, live streams. It's been, I think, 3 years. I did these in the COVID times. It's fun. Maybe I'll start them again. I don't know. Let's see. Do leave comments. Let us know if you want us to do these more. I'll take a few comments on the side. Hello, Rafia. Khurram Saab, hello. I thought you were going to say question everything. Why would I question? No. Do not question everything. In relationships, don't. I think you're referring to questions, or life maybe. In life, you question everything, sure. Alina coming back. Alina once, Alina twice, Alina thrice. So, okay. So while we're here, maybe you guys can comment, and if you want to say something, ask something, we'll take those questions on from the comments if you want. Otherwise, I would just basically, staying on topic, I would tell everyone to go ahead and take some time introspecting. Ramadan is just on its last leg. You have a few more days to go. Okay, somebody says, is risk the same as tawakkul? No. Tawakkul is where you are relying on God for everything. Taking a risk would be, hi Alina, I'm taking comments from people. So I think risk would be where risk would actually be against, I don't know, I can't really, no. Risk is not the same as tawakkul, but I can't really define how they're different. Tawakkul is absolute reliance on God, on the Creator, and risk is where you use your own intelligence and brain and you do something and you say, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to see what I can do better. But if you're relying on God completely, then it's not a risk. No, it's a difficult one. I can't really answer that. So Alina, here's a test case. When you can't answer a question, it makes you think. So I'll have to come back to this. I'll have to go read, study, and then I'll have to come back with an answer. But Adnan Saab, thank you for a good question. Alina, you're back. I can't hear you. Your mic's mute. Your mic. Can't hear you. Your mic's mute. So, a good question. I don't think risk is the same as tawakkul, but I can't really say how they're different. They are not even, I don't think that I can't even connect the two. Is there any limit to negotiation between two people? How do we take into account red flags? Yes, but see, red flags are there and they tell you that your negotiation will not happen. So if someone's not going to negotiate, the red flag is that they will not negotiate. So you should avoid them because you will not be able to create a link with them. Is there any limit to negotiation? No, there's no limit to negotiation. You can come to any term as long as two parties negotiate a mutual situation of benefit, and they'll be fine. Alina, I still can't hear you. Say something.
Yes.
Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Perfect. So yeah, thank you so much. Sorry, my phone had some issues going on.
No problem.
Think so. No problem. Yeah, thank you so much for.
Oops, she's gone again. Okay. Hi, Khushbu. Haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah, you're back.
So thanks for describing negotiation, which is really important in all kinds of relationships. Here's the question: what is, because people keep evolving, right? Which is the law of nature as well. You keep growing. What if you outgrew each other or you grow in different directions? Yeah. Should you negotiate or should you just stay apart?
Dynamics change every day. You've given one example where two people have outgrown each other. That's one example. Dynamics will change that, a man said, I will provide for you. The woman said, I'll look after the house. And for some reason, God forbid, for whatever thing happens, the man can no longer provide. Then what? Dynamics have changed. She will have to go out and make a living. Dynamics have changed. You renegotiate. She says, okay, you stay home. I'll go out, negotiate. I'll do this. You do. Fine. Deal done. So you can keep negotiating anything. We become different people. And we say, you know what, we can no longer live with each other, but we have children. So let's stay together for the sake of the children. That's also negotiation. But be happy about it. Don't be miserable. I mean, I know somebody who was married to a man who later on turned out to be homosexual. And they decided they can no longer be married. So they actually got a house with an upper and a lower portion, and he lives upstairs, she lives downstairs, and they raise children together. Negotiation. And the dynamics of the negotiation can be anything. Whatever you two can mutually, happily come to terms with. You outgrow each other, become different people, you can do anything. Now I can go into direction, but maybe we have a more Pakistani audience, they will not appreciate if I throw that in. But you know what? You can stay together, and I will not go, that's a risky one. But negotiate anything that works for you, find happiness. Don't be unhappy, for God's sake. If you don't want to be with somebody, for God's sake, leave them. Otherwise, you know what? You're making yourself miserable, you're making their lives miserable, and I think either in Quran or Hadith, I'm not sure, may Allah forgive me if I make a mistake, at some point, somewhere it says that if a man is unhappy and he keeps praying to God, God will not accept their prayers because they should have left her. And let her be free so she can go find happiness somewhere else, and you find happiness somewhere. Stop crying, do something about it. Again, this is a Hadith, this is not in the Quran. Again, if I'm making a mistake, my humble apologies, may Allah forgive me, but to the best of my memory, there's something like this exists. So yeah, don't stay unhappy. Find a negotiation to any situation, get out of it. Hope that answers.
So, thank you. And lastly, this is a tradition in our show that whoever comes, they have to share their Ikigai for life, Ikigai of their life. So I know you might have discussed it earlier in the show, but I really like to know your Ikigai of your life, the reason which keeps you going.
Get to heaven. Simple. Need to get to heaven.
Sure.
That's it. I need to get to heaven, whatever it takes.
Wow. So I think that's the Ikigai of your life from the get-go, since you were 13 when you gained consciousness, or it had changed?
I think I always wanted to get to heaven. I wasn't too interested in life. I've never been too interested in life. I want to get to heaven, but I want to live my life to the fullest. I'm not suicidal, God forbid. I love life. It's beautiful, but I'm not attached to the life. I have to get to heaven. Sooner the better. But you see, as long as you have this life, it is an opportunity. How much time do you have? I'll expand the answer that much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
How much time do you have, Alina? Okay. Yeah. Go on.
Sorry. No. Go ahead.
No. How much time do you have? You want to end this? Or you have a few minutes.
Yeah, we have few minutes. 2 minutes more.
Okay. So you see, value life because you're fortunate to be born a human. You could have been born a chicken or a cow or a dog or a scorpion or a snake or a tree. They all possess the same spirit of God. They're all sentient beings. They're no different from us. We just don't understand them. So you're fortunate you were born human. Being born human gives you this phenomenal opportunity to evolve, to learn, to good deeds, to get to heaven. Right? So if you're still alive, healthy and able, it is an opportunity to undo the bad things you've done and do good stuff. Wish for death only when you know and you're sure that you've done enough that heavenly gates will open for you. If not, then don't wish for death and value life. Because once this goes, if you don't believe in reincarnation, welcome to hell. If you believe in reincarnation, welcome to hell. So take great advantage of this life. Don't waste it. Don't squander it away.
Thank you so much, Faisal, for an insightful session. And I don't think so I have ever got a guest in my session last 1 year in my show that who has shared so much honestly and so much up to straightforward, which is so much important in our life, whatever you think to share. So thank you so much for coming and inspiring everyone.
Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.
Thank you so much and have a good night. Good day. Bye.